they know that they're getting every team's best shot, and for them to be able to continue winning like they have and finding themselves in semifinal positions, it's just a testament to how strong this squad is.
Yeah, and we are getting it started right now. Philly Fighters, Paris Renegade, Diamond playoff Gothard with the first blood, hitting the Kobe over the top of the P1. You can see that Paris Renegades, they are currently in the hill, getting that early P1 time. The kills did go in their favor. I think it was 3. There's 4 kills. They did not win the favor of the Paris Renegades. They got control of these hills. These players from the Philly Fighters are coming back from their spawns, trying to push this hill one more time, trying to see if they can try to get in a break. But right now, the kills are going back and forth. But it looks like Paris Renegades are going to hold control of this hill.
Paris maintaining control indeed, and it's going to be Philly giving it one last crack for a bit of scrap time, but a 2-piece going to be popped for Paris, and that should secure scrap time for them. Electric MC starting off at 6-1, and as we see his rotation looking towards Beach on the south side of the map, or excuse me, Boat on the south side of the map, player 5 and Maddie is already there causing problems on rotation. Philly having 3 players on it, trying to get some early time to answer back to the 40-point deficit they find themselves in, but for the time being, it's Paris Renegades turning up the gas and turning up the steam, already trying to get a break.
Yeah, they're trying to get a break, but there goes a good Philly Fighters hold. There's 2 killed by Enzo, but he gets traded out by Super Perp. Boosies is here watching the front, making sure nobody could jump in from the front, waiting for his teammates to try to catch up, back up with him so he can break up onto this hill. But the score right now is 5-46 in favor of the Paris Renegades. They are making this here very mixy, but Enzo E is here. Kill feed is going back and forth. Control of the hill is nobody currently has control of the hill. His last 20 seconds is going to be a little bit mixy. It should be the Paris Renegades probably fighting to get the rest of the scrap time. Why the P3 rotations is in favor of the Philly Fighters.
If you're Philly, you've got to find a way to answer big on P3. You had bodies and numbers going to P2 on rotation, lost those gunfights, players starting to get hot like Electric MC and Super Perp, those you had mentioned at the top of the show. You need to find a way to get a couple other players rolling. You're not getting outslayed drastically by any means, but you still are down 50 some odd points through 2 hills. So in this P3, you've got to find a way to get a money hold, and Maddie in player 5 is going to be the one to try to open this up for the side of Paris. That's going to get shut down, but the hit then from the front, 3 players flying forward.
Yeah, the Philly Fighters doing a great job right now of defending this, but 2 of them just go down. Now it's just going to be up to Dahmers to get a kill. He gets one. It's just going to leave player 7, who is Enzo, last one on this hill. He gets taken down. Philly Fighters finally got broken off this hill, but they do got the close spawn, so they can get to this hill pretty quick. For last 20 seconds, that should go in the favor of the Philly Fighters. You can see Gothard, he's already on the rotation, so it's going to be some big battles when this next hill jumps off, as no team elects to collect the rest of the scrap time.
It's going to be Paris getting the last tail end of it, but those squad spawns are going to come in for Philly, so they're all stacked here on Beach. It's a matter of, is Paris ready? Maddie finding 2 to open things up, and his teammates cleaning up the rest is definitely going to make this a problem and going to slow Philly down on breaking into this. Now all spawning Ring and Super Perp, well aware of that. Going to try to slow down this attack. Their lead now double that of what Philly was able to make up. For Paris Renegades, just great reads around the map, being aware of where the gunfights are coming from, where the Philly Fighters are spawning from, and just having great map awareness. They're playing one step ahead of Philly for the time being, and, well, the scoreline reflects that.
Yeah, Paris Renegades continuing their hot streak like they had throughout the season and stretching out this hard point right now. 110-48. There's 20 seconds left on this hard point. There's probably that scrap time should probably go to Philly Fighters because they do got that back spawn, but Dahmers, he's setting up the spawn trap. He's going to try to get in the back, but he gets taken down by Enzo. So this rotation should be on for the Paris Renegades. Last 10 seconds should be Philly Fighters, but Paris Renegades all set up for P5.
For Philly, I've got to see them get a break early here. Otherwise, Paris could run away with the score line. You know they got 45 seconds on P1. You can't let them get this a substantial amount of time here on this potential money hill of P5. The collapse is coming in from a couple different lanes from Philly. It's just a matter of winning your ones, and they haven't been doing that very well. Gothard going to get a free kill in the back and going to try to kill this player off point, unable to. Electric MC playing a bit too sharp right now, but the break is in with 39 seconds left. Can you hold on to it is the question. Boozy's running around trying to keep things secure. Going to try to take a gunfight and lose it. Paris, the constant pressure that they're pouring onto Philly has given them no room to breathe. Where Philly takes an inch, Paris responds with a mile.
Yeah, mile, yes, indeed. They take, but Philly getting on this hill right now. They're looking to try to rotate to this P1, but they gotta still try to worry about the rest of the scrap time. They got these players from Paris Renegades spawning back over here by this red tower side, so they can try to keep them trapped back there. That'd be good for them. Start this little comeback right now. It's 80 to 132, but when this hard point stops off, if they would have kept the rest of the scrap time, it would have been 81. But now we're gonna have 81 to 132 game. P1 starts off 3 kills in the favor of the Philly Fighters. So when you start off this P1 for the first 10 seconds, it's looking good for the Philly Fighters.
Good to kick things off. 15 seconds ticked off the clock, and it's all gone their way. We have Crash on a 5 streak, so something important to watch out for to see if you can maybe collect on those. That would be big for this map. 6, just one more needed. You know the comms are going to the teammate saying, hey, bait this kill for me. Let me get this one. Looking over the top of outer ring, going to try to find one kill, and unfortunately can't. That's 3 down in the feed, leaving Enzo all alone to hold off from the Paris Renegades, bullying their way into the site. Not only that, but they split their resources 2 and 2, focusing on P2 as well. What they did so well the last go around, and the lead going back out to over 30 points. Philly, they just don't know where to attack from. They don't know where to respond. Whenever they come up off spawn, they're just looking down Paris Renegades barrels.
And Super Perp trying to turn it up right now. Currently on a 5 streak, looking for 6. He gets taken down before he can get 6, but he did turn up for his team. 159, 110 game. Paris Renegades in full control of this P1 hill. The first player up should be Crash, coming through from the top. He gets a nice kill. His teammate Gother follows that up, but Super Perp, he is here. And when he is here, you got to watch out for this man because he is looking for bodies. He is looking for heads. Now he's getting the chump. He's getting just another kill directly on screen. 175, 110 lead for the Paris Renegades. If you're Philly, you gotta start breaking in like Cash just said, and you gotta start doing it now.
Substantial amounts of time. You can't go 20 for 40 on the hills. You need to flip that script and start getting at least 40 seconds of time here, because as Paris close in on that 200 point mark, that sets the win condition where they can just play around the time. They know they only need to get 10-15 seconds here or there, and they can close out this map. For Philly, they need to look to try to get a money hill and respond big. Looking ahead at P3, that doesn't look to be the case to kick things off. Sure to go down on rotation, but for Paris, you have P3 spawns and you're able to break in early. They've shown strides of being able to hold hills much better. I expect a much better P3 hold from them. If Philly can slip through the cracks and capitalize on this opening, they might be able to get into P3, but I expect Paris to be ready to respond.
Yeah, Philly are starting to turn it up, trying to break in from this P1 side, but they gotta watch out for Super Perp. And Super Perp finally does get taken down, but at the first 20 seconds, all favor Paris Renegade. They finally get past the 200 point mark. Electric MC now, he just took Super Perp's spot, trying to stop these players at this P1 site, not even letting them get close to this hill. You got Dahmer's fighting from this tank. Crash, and there goes 3 for the Philly Fighters. Now Dahmer's last one up, he finally gets taken down. Philly Fighters with a nice break, 20 seconds. Paris should probably give the rest of that time up, but looks like they're still going to fight. Now they are now going for this rotation, but Philly Fighters is here. They're going to have a good hold here if they're going to want to get back into this cash.
It has to start here. I mean, we're getting to that point again where we say it has to be near perfect hard point. You win a couple gunfights on rotation. Still, Paris Renegades players are here. And for Paris, if the breaks have been like they've been going all game, I do expect this to come to a full stop here on P4. It's only a matter of time of when the players get grouped up and start to make this collapse on the site. That looks to be now, but 2 kills early go the way of Philly.
Yeah, Philly right now doing a great job. You see Boots is right here, pushed up on his mount, currently on a 3 streak, looking for 4. Can he find 4? He cannot find 4. His teammate Enzo is there. Philly Fighters, first 30 seconds. All Philly Fighters doing a great job. They hold this next 30 seconds. They can find themselves right back in this game. 10 seconds down to rotate to this P1 hill. So right now, the first kill is going in their favor, but there goes the nay and there goes 2 down. But the teammates are there for Philly Fighters to defend this Paris Renegade team. 190-11. They're getting a little bit closer. They're holding this hill with everything they got. Now they got to send some players on the rotation. Paris knows that because Paris can get this rotation first. They can trap them back in the back, which would not be good for the Philly Fighters, but the Philly Fighters did a great job of closing that gap.
They did a great job, but is it all in vain? Now you're spawn trapped on beach side, looking down 3 barrels, while player 7 and Dahmer's is just soaking up the time. Now just 30 seconds needed for Paris to win it, and you can't quite get a spawn. This feels like a control spawn trap. Finally, Philly able to get a little room to breathe over at P2 and gonna try to push forward, but now just only 20 seconds to make a move. For Paris, you know exactly where they're coming from. It's just a matter of holding those pre-aims and winning these gunfights, and so far they're doing just that.
Yeah, Super Perp is gonna make sure he gets up into prime position. 10 seconds, all Paris Renegades needs. There goes Super Perp with another kill. He gets another one with the beat. He's trying to go crazy. 4 seconds left is all that's needed for Paris Renegade, and that should do it, as Philly is not close enough to get to this hill. Paris Renegades 250 to 197 to take the opening Gavutu hardpoint.
That was 187 to like 100, just over for Philly, and the comeback was really impressive. You know, we'll have a look at these stats real quick and go into that point more. I
Player
mean, for
done
Crash.
other than, there's only one other player I could think of, and that's Shadow right now. And
Mhm.
and if we are loading up into this map, but Super Perp just right now, he just cannot be guarded, which Clay would say.
Paris super decisive off the rip. All 4 players favoring heavily towards this A site, and they're already through and trying to find these kills, trying to clear out back tank, make sure no one's there. No one is going to be there. Players backing down and standing down already. This bomb in the hands of Electric MC already worked up, and they got the first 2 kills through hyper aggression in Philly spawn. So for Philly, you weren't expecting that. Bomb does go down as the trade is coming through for Philly down in that top right corner of the map. But now a 3v1 situation this round in the blink of an eye. Philly didn't hit with aggression.
Yeah, 3v1 Gother, the last man alive. He tried to put some shots down, but he did not get the kill. He did get out with his life. Oh, can he get this one kill? He did get one. So now it's a 1v2. These players from Paris Renegade, they are spread out. So this is a winnable situation for Gother if he can't get some good timing. But I think he happened just to get some bad timing. Goes to his A site while the bomb is making his way over to this B. He could run right into the gun of Super Perp, and he does. And there goes Paris Renegades, taking the round 1 to go up 1-0.
The aggression was something from Paris that is something that can really work in their favor. You know, whenever you play with aggression and catch a team off guard like that, what Paris is trying to do is get control of the tempo. I mean, they very much had control of it in the hard point, but they're trying to replicate the same thing here in Search and Destroy, which is go super quick and catch you off guard. And now, next time you get the chance, you're going to play a little more timid, because are they going to play with hyper aggression? We can't, throw 2 bloods in the first 30 rounds like that. So you just get the other team thinking like, hey, are they going to be hyper aggressive, or how much time do we have to kill before we can move out of spawn? It's just great job from Paris to try and control the tempo of the game, and they're trying to do a little bit more of that on defense once again through this A site. MC gets one, but gets traded out by Gother, so a 3v3 better for Philly than how the other round went. But Maddie already in bottom bomb. We need players aware of it.
Oh man, this all out aggression, like you keep calling it, Cash, is just taking these Philly fighters by storm. Usually they're the team that's running and gunning, but Paris Renegades are matching that aggression. Enzo 1v3. Let's see if he can get this player in the back. Oh nope, he could not get that kill. The player did just back up, try to play his life. Now the call out is made, so you can see player 2 Super Perp. He is making his way through the back, trying to make sure he can try to get this player on the flank. Enzo did do a great job of getting some repositioning, go to the top barn, see if he can find one. He does find one. Looking, he can find another one. He's looking for Super Perp, but nope. Super Perp takes him down. Paris Renegades 2-0.
They're opening up with quick kills and forcing Philly to be in just 1v odd situations. So even though in the mid round it slows down, Paris go hyper aggressive, and then they pump the brakes in the mid round because, well, you're in a 1v odd situation. You have to come hunting for us. We don't really need to throw lives at you. I mean, you look, only 2 players for the side of Philly have kills. Everyone for the side of Paris having kills as well. The question is, now that Paris have had an offensive defense, do they continue to play the same way? They're up 2 rounds. All players are flying at this A site. But in that same sense, Philly trying to counter through B. We'll see if they can move just as quickly through River.
Yeah, I mean, that was a great play by Philly to turn it back. Enzo starts off with a nice first blood, and then he backs away with his life, and then the rest of the Philly fighters should be coming through from the back. So this may be a great play by the Philly fighter. Enzo is still just back in the wet play with his life. These players have now made it to the back. These Paris Renegade players have finally figured that out. So now they're in this grandma's house. Let's see, they're going to run out into Crash. Crash is right here. The doors have opened. He's his trigger discipline, but he did not wait. He's gonna peek through the side, and he did get the last kill. Maddie, the last one up in a 1v3. Can he do this? Can he do this for his squad? Squad's already up 2-0. They've already been making impressive plays, and now it's up to Maddie.
With 30 seconds left and still having to find a way to get the bomb down. I don't see this working out favorably unless he can get all 3 of these kills. They're starting to group him in grandmas, but just a bit too quick of a gunfight that he wasn't ready for. A great response out of Philly. I'm glad that they were able to counter that. They tried to blind counter through B, or maybe even intentionally counter through River, knowing how much Paris likes to favor that A site. Either way, it worked out. They flipped the map on its head. They also didn't get first blooded. It was so important of Enzo to play his life there on the A site, because that made Paris want to fly forward even more and try to get that trade. That kept the lane open for the other 3 players to flood through River. It was just beautifully executed by Philly to be able to counter the aggression from Paris. And now we'll see if things start to slow down and go to more of a standstill, or if they just keep this all-out, no-holds-bar gameplay going.
Yeah, you can see Paris Renegade. They took it a little bit slower this time around. Just all the players grouping up around Grandma's house. Finally seeing one to watch that B site. Got there. He is in this Zig area, trying to see if he can find something. Crash, putting shots. He did get the hit marker on to Super Perp, but Super Perp responds right back with the Eagle Chow through the wall. They were just wall banging each other, having Eagle Chows, which is good. Gother does touch off with the first blood onto Electric MC. So there goes Philly Fighters with the man advantage. Now let's see where they decide to take this bomb.
I like all 3 players playing together because it's just causing a scramble. Now, as I say that, 2 players do fall, make that 3 as Paris start to make sense of the madness that goes on. Enzo getting found out at top barn. And I was saying I liked it, but, you know, the pros of playing all together is that you can easily get the trade. The cons are that somehow you find a way to get isolated, and all 3 players fell, leaving Enzo once again in the clutch situation. But for Philly, it took quite a bit of time before deciding to get the bomb down, just never quite had clearance. And that's just a shout out to Paris for showing that, hey, we can play with tempo, but we can also slow things down and make a good defensive hold. They showed just that. Now they find themselves up 3-1.
Yeah, up 3-1. Seeing if they can go up 4-1. This offense will determine if they are sending 2 players through this mid site. Look like they're getting closer to this B site. Crash starts off with a first blood on Diamonds, but Maddie trades that out. Boosies gets a kill on Electric MC. So there is Philly right there with the man advantage. They got players closer to this B site. The bomb is posted in Zig. Super Perp ties it up with a nice kill onto Enzo to make this a 2v2. Maddie and Super Perp versus Crash and Boosie. Crash, Super Perp finds Boosie. Crash, last man alive.
And if you're Philly, I think those last 2 kills on Enzo and Boosies, you just can't get caught out there. You had the man advantage, and then you just were caught standing outside tunnel. And also over the A site, you've got to find a way to stay tucked away a little bit better. I know you're trying to get information on the last 2 players, but you're on defense. You got to trust that the offense will have to make a play sometime or another. They made a good read sitting at A because that's the site that Paris has been favoring this entire map, but they just costed a couple lives, ended up losing their man advantage, going down 2-1, and from there, the Renegades able to close it out. Super Perp on a 4 streak. Paris up 4 rounds to 1. Philly now have to find a way to respond on offense.
And the response is going to be sending 3 players getting close to A site. Ken Gothard trying to get out with a pistol, but Electric MC is there. He gets traded out. Enzo and Boosie gets to get traded. It's 2v2, but Super Perp finds Enzo. Super Perp, he does see Crash, but there's Crash throws the nades at him, and it leaves Dahmers in a 1v2 to try to clutch this up for his squad. I think they know where, he may have got some good time. I think he knows where, this may be good for Dahmers. This may be good for, Boosie said, no, sir, Dahmers, you are not going to get this 1v2 clutch, not today. And, man, Dahmers did make things interesting, though, Cash.
I really thought the timing was going to work out. You were talking about that, and I was like, the trigger discipline's working. He's just got to line these 2 players up, but Boosie's with the bunny hop able to secure that round and now find themselves down 2. And this really is the swing round in the sense of you let Paris go up 5-2 here. It could be too tall of a task to come back from. But if you win this one, all of a sudden it's 4-3, and that looks much better and much more palatable of a task to take on. Aggression through Zig is what Philly's going to send the way of Paris. Crash going to find the first blood, and they are flying forward now and in through P4.
Yeah, now 3v3 because Maddie got the kill back on the Crash for the trade. Super Perp gets Gothard to make it a 3v2 in the Paris Renegades advantage right now. Enzo, he's playing top grandmas. He's waiting for somebody to peek barn. He may get Maddie, but Maddie's just doing a great job of just shoulder peeking and just backing up, trying to get some gunfighters. A site looks like it should be clear Bomb should be going down on this A site. They're getting in their post positions, and now we got to see if Philly go for the retake. Boosie does start off with one on Super Perp. Maddie's going for the chase. Does he get it? Oh, I thought Boosie was getting ready to be great, but Maddie takes him down. Now Enzo is here quickly for the trade. Can he get him? He does get him. As Dahmer's last man alive. Dahmer's versus Enzo, 1-on-1. Could these players meet in the bottom of this barn? They can, and Dahmer's win the 1v1. Paris Renegades go up 5-2.
Dahmer's with the turn on, able to clutch up. I really thought that was going the way of Philly for a second. I mean, it was read well. The play was read well for the post plant, and unfortunately, Dahmer's with a bit too much gunny there, putting them up 5-2 now at match point to go up 2-0 in the series against the previous season defending champs. Philly right now having a stunner put on them. Nothing too crazy for their end. I mean, not great performances if you have a look at the stat lines, but pretty superb performances out of Super Perp, and of course a couple other positive players definitely going to make the difference. There hasn't been a ton of objective play in this. Philly, they open up the first blood. We'll see if they capitalize on a bomb site behind this.
Yeah, they slowed it down, and that's what Philly Fighters they need to do. They just cannot die anymore. 5-2, you just got to win every round from here on out, and that means you guys need all your lives. Stay the man advantage. This bomb is in the back of barn still, in the back of this barn, making his way towards this A site, but they got Electric MC just putting shots down on it. So now they're going to try to rotate this bomb through Grandma's, but Maddie's there. Maddie's there for one. He almost tried to get two, but he could not get two. Super Perp with the pistol. He gets taken down. Now it's a 2v1. Enzo, last one alive for his team's hope. He gets sandwiched, and there goes Paris Renegades winning this 6-2 to go up 2-0 in the series.
And again, from Paris, it was a lot of the same thing from map one. It was cohesive gameplay, decisive, and they were just one step ahead. They put themselves in favorable either. They're just rolling with the squad that they have, and well, it's working for them. Now they just have to win 3 rounds of this Tuscan control in order to take the series in a 3-0 fashion. For Philly, you're on offense. If you can kick things off with maybe not even a round win, but 4 or 5 ticks of progression, well, that could set you up for a lot of success down the road.
Yeah, Philly, man. Word to Gems. They stacked the A point, trying to get this A point out the way. I mean, yeah, word to Gems. They stacked the A point, trying to get this A point out the way. They got 2 segments, almost the third segment. Third segment is secured. A is secured for the Philly Fighters. They only died, what, 2 lives? I can't even really see it, but the advantage now they're making their way to this B site, and let's see if they get this B site. Electric MC, he's the last one here.
Going to try to make something happen, but all the players are going to fall, so 2 players are going to get on this B site. For Philly, Goth are going to go and play cleanup, and around the side, Super Perp trying to trade these players out and clear this progression. But for Philly, I mean, you couldn't ask for a better start. You got A with nearly no time taken off the clock, over 2 minutes to work with. Lives are tied as well. You get a hyper-aggressive look at B, and it doesn't pan out for you, but you don't throw a lot of lives. So they're sitting really well with 1:40 left, and still 18 lives. They have several good hits at this. It's just a matter now of starting to recognize the game situation and say, okay, you know, we have 3 people we're going to try to take to church. We really need Enzo to play his life as long as he can. Even if he falls, we still know that we're going to wait for each other and make this play happen because we don't want to throw one-off lives at it. They're grouping up in church and at the top right corner of the map. First blood does go their way, so this hit is still on, and it's coming through every lane of the map.
Yeah, they're going through that park side, and I like it. They're going to get control of the park side, force these players to spawn back behind this tank, and that is where you want them to spawn because they only got one way to run. Just like when you get that control site on Berlin, you can force them to run one way through that ramp site. But look at the kills going in the favor for the Paris Renegades. 2 by Electric MC, 1 by Maddie, but Enzo, he is still back here. Can he get 2? No, Electric MC currently on a 3 streak. Maddie on a 5 streak, praying in their spawns. Oh, he finally got taken down. Maddie was in a great spot. Now Super Perp is going to take his spot. He gets taken down by Boosie's. Boosie's currently on a 2 streak. 3 life lead for the Paris Renegades. 35 seconds is all they need to do to defend these Philly Fighters off this hill one last time before they come through for the break. 3 kills in the favor of the Paris Renegades. At least Gothard, the last one up. He gets a big, important 2 kills to slow down, to stop the clock, to start the progression on his B side, but Maddie is there to take him down. Now Philly Fighters is coming from their spots.
And this is going to be the last hit, mostly because you have no respawns remaining, but the clock now nearing 20 seconds remaining, and you're all coming up off spawn. Paris now pressing beyond that 50 yard on the map. 2 players stacked in P5, just ready to hold free aims and take these gunfights. That is going to be the round, as Paris are going to try to get all of these kills before the round's over. I don't know that they're all going to come in, but for Philly, it was a good effort. Unfortunately, that effort didn't pan out into any takes of progression at B, so you have to have just as dominant of a defensive hold as Paris just had, and for Paris, you're happy going into an offense only being down 3 ticks.
Yeah, man. Only being down 3 ticks. That was a great defense for the Paris Renegades to stop that B, to stop any progression on that B site. Now they got to just, on this offensive side, try to get at least one progression on that B site so it can set them up, perfectly for a round 5 if it does happen to go there. But, first they're going to start off. They're sending these players to this A site. They are getting kills in their favor. 3 kills, light up the kill feed for the Paris Renegades and Electric MC. He's getting mixy, trying to get in their spawns, playing this ramp area, and that is 4 down for the size of the Paris Renegades. And I think only one player from Paris has went down this round.
Electric MC going off on an 8 streak right now, just running around bottom church and alley, causing problems for Philly. You can't even get a spawn because you have so many things to worry about. Now, for Paris, yeah, you're kind of just stopping this time, and you really just want to kind of kill these lives, but we'll see how much they look to focus these kills of progression. Super Perp and Electric MC doing what they do best, which is being roaming slayers. Philly with a bit too much on their plate for the time being. Paris just needing one more tick to secure A. That should be coming in any moment, but Enzo, nothing to say about it, looks to stop this hit.
Yeah, man. Hey, it's almost progressed. Enzo got there at the last second to stop this. Now you got Crash and Co. That's letting down that A progression. There is 50 seconds left. They only need one tick, but if you are a Paris Renegade, they are trying to put this pressure now at this B site because they know they try to get these 4 ticks, but that gets shut down by Boosies. Back to this A site. Crash is putting shots down on Super Perp. Can he get Super Perp? Now they're both there. Enzo and Crash. They're both trying to get Super Perp before his teammates get there. They finally take him down. Dahmers with a nice 2 kills, 15 to 18 in lives for the favor of the Paris Renegades. But Philly, they're doing a great job of not even letting Paris get this A side.
The fact that they were able to stop that took so much time off the clock. Unfortunately, now they went back to throwing lives back at it, so what was almost even in lives, they find themselves down 5 once again, and now Paris were able to get the A site, so they're going to be working towards the B. You have to make that much stronger of a hold, but really you only have 2 full squad respawns remaining as Electric MC gets you down to 8 lives. What was looking to be a strong defensive hold, Paris have blown wide open with their simply superior gunplay right now.
Yeah, man, Philly only got 4 lives left. So if you're Paris Renegades, you just want to go ahead and end them right now. Maddie, he's on the hill right now, currently stopping the time, forcing these players to run to him, but Enzo shuts that down. And Boost gets one on Super Perp. 3 to 11 life, 50 seconds left to go on this clock. And now it's all up to Crash to try to stop these players from the Paris Renegades. He just needs to go in there and play his life. Do not let them get a progression on there. And I think that's what he did, but it's still 2-0, and this is not looking good if you're a Philly fighter.
Not looking good at all. Just a different level of confidence Paris have come in and played with tonight. It's hard to replicate that high octane energy play, especially how they came out in map number 1, but they have been able to replicate it not only through a hard point and through 6 rounds of search and destroy. Well, I guess make that 8. And now through 2 rounds of control, they have not slowed down Electric MC, having himself a Night Dahmer's not too far behind him as well. So for Paris, I mean, they're trying to be the Kingslayers here in this situation and take down Philly. The response here has to be the reverse sweep of reverse sweeps if they want to stay alive here, and I don't know that they're going to be able to do it top life.
Yeah, Cash, man, this is a tough task to call. The DJ, he already loaded up his van. He already put the turntables. He already put the turntables in. He's still waiting because there's still hope. There's still a little hope. So he still got the power plugged in, but everything is loaded up in the van right now. So with Paris Renegades right now, they are just attacking these Philly fighters on this offense. They're trying to make them They force them now to go to this B site. Philly, they don't know that they have the B site open for just a temporary second second, but Paris immediately realized that now they're sending all their resources toward this B site to try to stop this hit on this B site. There is Electric MC. He did just get a nice little kill on to whoever that was. Then he looking for Crash. Crash takes him down 14-21 in lives right now. This B site, and they look like Villier just saying, let's just go for this B site. This is all or nothing right now. Go for B. Hopefully we can try to get this progression at B, but if not, GG's.
They're giving it their best effort now, focusing on A. They were trying to take a progression to B. Electric MC gonna try to slow things down with the glide. It doesn't connect, so for the time being, Hope's still alive. Unfortunately, the lives are going to come into effect a bit more, or a bit sooner than the time will. Even if you get this A site and get a minute 20 on the clock, well, it's 8-18 live. So unless you can get a flurry of kills and get them quickly, this one should be done and dusted for the Philly Fighters.
Yeah, man, it's like this is a long road for Philly. 6 lives left, 4 lives left for Philly. Still trying to get to this A site. Boosies does get here, stop the time temporarily, but Gothard, he does go down. Dahmers does get in the great spot. Looking for 2, he gets 2. Enzo, he's the last man up for the Philly Fighters, and he goes for the old famous Tuscan jump. And there is Paris Renegades winning this control 3-0, winning this series 3-0 to advance to the Diamond Championship.
I mean, we might have to rename this Paris Renegade squads to Jamie Lannister because they are the Kingslayers.